What's going on, everybody? Today is a different video. I actually came across a video a couple of days ago from a YouTuber by the name of Broku No Hero. I'm sure many of y'all know him and subscribe to him, watch his videos and things like that. He makes amazing content. The video was titled Asta Deserved More Offers, and this is a response video to that. I was gonna leave a comment, but I was like, making a video would definitely help explain more from my point of view. And it's easy to look at how, from our standpoint, a reader, a viewer can say, yeah, he definitely deserved more offers. Like, why wouldn't you want somebody that has an anti-magic sword on your squad? Why would you not want somebody like that? We realized that from chapter 1 of the manga, but we're not looking at it from the captain's viewpoint from the series, right? You have to immerse yourself in their universe, and our chapter 1 and the captain's chapter 1 are not the same thing. Chapter 2 is actually when the Magic Knight exam starts, so that's their first encounter with Asta. At chapter 2, that's when the captains first meet him. So now I want to argue against him deserving more offers, and I want to talk to you guys from the captain's viewpoint and not, the reader's viewpoint. The captains, that's their first time ever meeting Asta, ever seeing Asta. And so I'm going to break down the mindset of the captains from a combat standpoint and why they did not offer him a position right then and there after his examination. I want to start off with like a quick example before I jump straight into it, just so y'all can see like where my head is in terms of like what I'm about to argue. So take, for example, you're in college, right? And you're taking a class. The teacher gives you 5 tests before you take the final exam, and you fail all 5 of the tests, but you pass the final with 100%. That's great that you aced the final, but it doesn't change the fact that you still failed 5 tests. Whether they're weighted or whether they're non-weighted, it doesn't change that fact. Asta was 1 for 6. That's terrible, no matter how you spin it. If the only thing that the captains had to go off of was a piece of paper that showed if you passed or failed the test and what percentage of it you passed or failed, say they weren't there, right? And all they had to go off was that piece of paper, they would be like, no, this kid is terrible. I'm not gonna look at it like this. And to a professor, it's gonna give you one of 2 mindsets. Either 1, you got extremely lucky on the final test, or 2, you cheated. Now let's break down all the tests and really help anyone watching this video. So whoever watched the original video, if you haven't, then I'm gonna link it in the description. I'm also gonna drop a link to Broku No Hero's channel in the description as well, so definitely check him out and definitely subscribe to him. I'm gonna list out the order in which the tests were given to all of the candidates for the Magic Knights exam. The first test was flight. The second test was accuracy. The second one was power. They were shooting their magic at a wall to demonstrate how much power and how concentrated they can make their magic. The fourth test was a little tricky. From the panel that I saw, it looked like an acceleration test or a growth magic test. You can see in the panel in chapter 2, page 18, where they have like a seed and they're testing them to see if they can make that seed sprout and grow. Of course, they have the manifestation test. It looks like a manifestation test. The panels don't do a good job of illustrating what it is that it's testing, especially the 4th and 5th test. But it seems as though they're trying to generate magic like on their own, like no seed, no enabler, just how much magic they can produce and the type of magic they produce. You see somebody who's messing with fire magic, but then you see another candidate that's messing with like metal or earth magic. So it's very hard to say at this point. And of course, we all know that the final test was the battle portion of the test. So I listed out all the tests to paint you that picture. Asta had a horrible representation in the minds of all the captains going into the battle portion of the test, because he has exhibited 0 potential up until that point. And I'm not saying knock somebody because they don't have any potential, but they're able to sense magical auras and magical presence within the series. They sense no magic from you. Okay, when he was taking the flight test, they talked about in the manga, even if you have little control of your magic sense, you should be able to, at the bare minimum, hover the broom. He couldn't do any of that. We all know he couldn't do any of that because he has no magic. Now, before I get into the nitty gritty, I want to remind everybody, this video is why he did not receive more offers, and not on whether or not I think Asta is good, or if he is useful, or if he is reliable. This is a video specifically for why he received no more offers other than the Black Bulls. And in all actuality, the Black Bull's offer was still bullshit when you realize that that's Yami's MO. He offers the guys that exhibit strong magical potential an invitation to the Black Bulls when nobody else does. Every one of the Black Bulls members has the exact same story. Yeah, they possessed immense magical power, but nobody else wanted them because of this one little factor about them. Whether they're a drunk, whether they're a convict and a pedophile, whether they're a sociopath, whether they're a womanizing, everyone fits the exact same MO. Let's move on. So, why he did not receive more offers? Yes, he passed the most important aspect and the most important test, which was the battle portion of the test, but he did not put on a good show. Seke even told Asta to try his hardest to put on a good show so that he would look better in the eyes of the captain. Seke wanted to draw out the battle with Asta so that he could show off his full ability, okay? He could have easily have just attacked Asta without putting up the bombshell or something like that, where he's able to defend and attack at the same time. I'm sure that cost a lot of magic. He could have easily beat Asta without doing all that. Maybe not easily beat Asta because he has that anti-magic sword, but he wanted to show off his full ability. Asta blitzing him and one-shotting him didn't show off much other than his immense speed. In chapter 3 on page 4, there was a random mage that was there also taking the exam, and he's talking to another mage, and he says, after looking at these guys, this shrimp really doesn't stand out much. And the other guy responds, yeah, his opponent didn't take him seriously enough. What this is implying is that he did not receive a good showcase and he did not fully show off his ability. Yes, he beat his opponent and did it with no magic, but that he wasn't able to demonstrate all he was able to do in that sense. This is still a battle, you know what I mean? Like, you still have to be able to show off more than you just being able to like take the person out. Yes, fighting is extremely important as a Magic Knight, but that's not all there is to it. You understand? Like, it's just one of the aspects. And with Asta, all he really showed off was his incredible speed, but that left confusion amongst everybody in the crowd that was watching, including the captains, especially the captain. You confused them, you confused everybody. We as the readers understood what you just did because we had already read chapter 1 or watched episode 1. The captains did not see anything that preceded that Magic Knight's exam that he was taking. You went too fast, point blank period. If you have one of the captains, first of all the captains had already sensed that he had no magic, but then you have them contradicting each other up there, looking down at Asta. One of the captains said, is that an acceleration magic? Is that a speed magic? You had another captain that thought what he drew from his grimoire was creation magic. So Yami was really the only one that was like, nah, that wasn't magic at all. He didn't know what it was, but he knew it wasn't magic. You didn't give them a good showcase of your ability. When you're talking about the NFL Combine or the NBA tryouts, it's not just, oh, how many 3-point shots you can make. You know what I'm saying? Can you dribble right? Can you dribble left? Can you do crossovers? Can you block? Can you steal the ball? How good are you at free throw shooting, perimeter shooting, 3-point shots? You know, it's all taken into consideration when you're being considered for that team, and this is no exception. They had the 6 tests to see how good you were in multiple aspects, not just a combat standpoint. And all in all, it boils down to, can the captains trust Asta when they are out fighting enemies and other kingdoms? And they determined no. They are Magic Knights after all. They fight. So say they're in a situation where they're fighting, let's say the Diamond Kingdom. Up in the anime, that's the only other kingdom that we know anime wise is the Diamond Kingdom, and they're losing and they're being attacked, and an order is given for everybody to fly away and rendezvous somewhere. I don't know where. Just, we have to get out of here. We have to rendezvous. Asta can't fly. He instantly becomes a liability when something like that happens, forcing a teammate or somebody to go and get him, putting themselves in jeopardy of being captured, being killed, as well as Asta. I don't care how fast you can run, he isn't outrunning magic or somebody using flying magic. In addition to that, we know it takes more magic to fly more than one person. So say that since we have been fighting and I'm running low on magic and I can't physically support 2 people on my broom or on whatever I use to fly, Asta shit out of luck at that point. And to just sprinkle this on top, Asta is dumb. I know there was no written part of the exam, but nothing in the anime has allowed me to see him prosper intellectually. He is very much the type of person to run headfirst into a battle, get himself in a situation to where everybody else has to come and get him. And to further validate my point and my argument, Yami in chapter 3 on page 10, when Asta finally steps forward and he's waiting for someone to offer him a spot, Yami stands up and he confirms everything. He's like, of course they're not going to offer you. Yami's like, of course you're not going to have any offers, because nobody wants a power they can't identify. They can't identify the power. It's an anomaly. No one's ever seen it before, and they don't know you, so they don't trust you. And I can't be around somebody, live in a building, in a house with somebody that I just can't trust. Like, that doesn't make any sense. He confirmed what everyone else is saying. Like, yo, you have a power we can't identify. And the main thing that we look for as a captain, the main thing that we look for as a magic knight is magic power. You can't try to register for a class that requires prerequisites. If you don't meet the prerequisite, why are you even there? You see what I'm saying? He says it very bluntly. Nobody here wants you because you have no magic power. But I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover in this video. I know it went on kind of a rant tangent, but that's going to do it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay as well as the topic of conversation. If you could, comment on the video and tell me your opinions, as well as subscribe and share the video. As I mentioned before, I will link the original video in the description as well. I will also link Broku no Hero's channel in the description as well. Y'all enjoy y'all day.